Wow, I think Fitz is the only person to reference the 2004 Pistons other than myself. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on.
Thank you, Evan. That brightened my evening.
Well, I don't tie it.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
So you want to talk about putting a team on your back? Luka is Larry Bird reincarnated. This man might get it done.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
Georgia,
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
10 seconds.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode 115. It's me and Fitz. Devin might slide in a little bit later. He's playing a little softball game, but he said he's going to come in live from the dugout. So not sure that's against the rules, but it's men's league, so there's probably no rules there. And then the one, the only, Raphael's back from my bookie. Ooh. It's about damn time. Ooh. Hey, man, we're so happy to have you on. Crazy sports world, fighting world, which I know that's kind of what you run on Instagram is the MyBookie MMA page, but it's been up and down, and that's where we're going to start for tonight. Huge Saturday. The dog coming out on top. How was everything for that?
It's in boxing and in UFC. You have to say, yeah, so and so won, but did he really win? I mean, anybody can knock out anybody. We all know that and stuff like that. And Usman controlled the fight. If you watched it, we saw it. He lost the first round, dominated the second round, dominated the third round, dominated the fourth. I had him winning the fifth round, which most judges did before. He didn't see that kick to the face. So was it a dominating fight? I think for the loser it was, but you can't. Well, he lost, so he no longer has a belt. That's why he's minus 350 when the rematch happens. It's not like you don't see that many times where the winner gets the belt and they fight again, and they're a $3 dog already. So it's a very, very rarely now. Could we see it again? I think Edwards is going to probably watch what we all saw and maybe do some adjustments. You figure Usman's gonna probably do some adjustments, but it was a crazy night because not only did the champ lose, the pound for pound champ is in many people's eyes, but a bettor's lost. So not only I couldn't wait for the fight to end because it was late and I was tired because I was up watching English Premier League soccer and Serie A early in the morning. Then I had to watch base, so I was up very, very early. So I was tired. But I got to swim in a lot of people's parlay money, so it was a nice deal. I sewed up a whole bunch of people's parlay tickets and used it as a blanket. So it was a kind of a nice evening.
Hey, absolutely. Anytime you get a Scrooge McDuck into some parlay money, that's a good weekend for you.
Yeah, it was. So the books needed that outcome. And we actually won because a lot of people bet the over, the under 4.5. So it went over the 4.5. So that was actually kind of good for us as well.
Yo, that's wild. I mean, to me, when I was looking at this fight, I was like, all right, it'll be a close fight first 2 rounds. Then I think Usman just starts dominating, chipping away in 4 rounds at most. And but like you said, anybody can get knocked out, especially the setup. I'll show a clip of it. He does a good little right half jab left, doesn't even full extend it, and just enough for Usman to duck. And just, I think 9 times out of 10, this doesn't connect. Like, this doesn't work, but this is the one chance. This is the one time where it actually connects and it works.
And you figure fatigue had to be the factor. Maybe that's why he didn't see it because it was the 5th round. It was not like he got caught in the first round by a kick.
Exactly.
You figure fatigue probably had a lot to do with maybe reflexes and stuff like that. No, and I'm not dogging Edwards. I mean, I thought he had multiple chances where he could have went down. He took a lot of bad body shots. I'm sure his pee wasn't normal yellow on Sunday morning, so he took a lot of big body shots the whole fight. So I have to give him credit. He showed his chin and his ab work.
Yo, you're not kidding at all. And here's the clip we're talking about. We got 2 angles of it.
How come you can show the clip, but ESPN can't show the clip? What the heck?
because I don't care about copyrights, Raphael. Well, I thought I might be able to, but maybe not.
See, look at it. I made fun of the mouse.
I know, yeah.
And the mouse just gives us the middle finger.
Middle finger right there.
Was
All
this
right.
what I saw? I saw some memes of like Joe Rogan reacting, and I know
Yes.
that there's like old clips, but I saw a new one. Was that? I take it that was this. That was not this
Probably.
fight. Probably.
Yeah. You saw where he's just like, whoa, like
I've
hands on the
seen
head.
old ones, but I saw a different one. Like,
But they do that
on my
almost.
thread.
Them
Yeah,
three do it
yeah.
every time, so it's not like something new.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
He sets it up by showing him the left. Oh! And a perfect left high kick.
That is amazing.
I didn't even see it.
John,
I didn't
even
even see it.
see it.
That is not the cloth from which he is cut. I mean, that is a degenerate.
I mean, just drops him clean, and it was a clean little setup by him.
I like the commentary. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. They set it up beautifully. But just wild time. I'm glad that my bookie wasn't hurt by this, and I was not even expecting them to be hurt here because, like you said, I mean, plus 2,000 live action was going on. Like it didn't seem like close, but I know somebody got paid for it. So shout out to those people that got paid for it.
Sure, the rematch. They will be a rematch because
yeah.
the way the outcome is. So, like I said, it should be very interesting to see what happens in the rematch. But it's sad, and there's no fights this week. I mean, because I know UFC 278, but it was a great heavyweight fight on Saturday as well with Alexander Usyk beating Joshua Usyk, a fighter from the Ukraine. His first fight, he was fighting wars about 6 months ago, and then stopped and got trained for this fight. So that was a good fight. So, but there's nothing this weekend. So I don't know what I'm gonna. But I let the two cats go at it in my office while I'm watching college football on Saturday night.
Hey, we got college football coming back, and that's a great segue. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about Heisman favorites. We don't want to dive into pick'ems and major games because we're coming back Saturday. The boys ride Saturday morning. I think we're going to go 9 a.m., go in for 30 minutes. Raphael is going to join us. We're going to talk some odds. And I'm just glad college football is back. Raphael, I know we talked before. You don't have an off season, but this seems like your busier season, maybe, of everything, all the sports going on at once, early fall.
I'm having cold sweats and nightmares for November. Just because we're going to have football, both college and pros, and NBA will be starting, NHL, college basketball, and let's throw in the biggest betting sport in the world, World Cup soccer. So we're going to throw it. So I'm having cold sweats and nightmares for November, not because college football 0 is this week. The NFL week 1 is 2 weeks away. No, I'm more worried about November when I have a plethora of just crap that's going to be all over the TV. So I'm more worried about November. So ask me that question in December if I'm still alive, or I might be divorced and single by December.
Hey, so we need to check in with our boy Raphael. That's what he's saying. Just check in with the boy. Okay, we can do that. Well, Heisman odds, let's talk about it. And a little surprise here, C.J. Stroud, Ohio State quarterback, leading the charge at plus 200. Bryce Young coming off a phenomenal year that he had, runner-up in the national championship, plus 350. Caleb Williams said, see you later, Boomer Sooner Nation. He's fighting on with USC, plus 700. And then number 4, defensive linebacker Will Anderson, probably the best athlete we're going to have coming out of this draft class, leads the way at plus 2,000 for defensive players, and he's the 4th overall. Is there anybody on here, Raphael and Fitz, that surprises us or that we thought should be that's a runaway or a sleeper pick? Any and all Heisman talks that we have, let's lay it out there.
The Heisman these odds are gonna be adjusted every week. Usually, probably for the first 6 to 7 weeks, there'll be a new front runner, a new Kool-Aid flavor of the week. So I don't put that much into right now. Of course, C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, them two should be 1 and 2 when it comes to, because what we saw last year, and that's all you think about when you do Heisman odds now. You think about what did people see last year and what did people see last. So you have to make those two the favorites because people are going to bet those two favorites. There's some ones I do kind of like. Spencer Rattler at 58 to 1. I thought that was a little bit tad high. Levi at 62 to 1. I thought that was a little bit high. So like I said, there could be some of these ones could come up and shock everyone. Quinn Ewers, 35-1 could be something you might want to look at. I think he puts up big numbers.
Yeah, he just got the nod for QB1 down in Texas. That'd be big.
Yeah, so he could put up some big numbers. So I don't put that much into week 0 Heisman odds stuff like that. Where am I going to put my money at for week 0? I hate week 0. It's the worst thing that they could call it. Just call it college football week 1. I mean, why? Just remember in the NFL they used to have the first game Thursday. They don't have the Thursday NFL game, NFL week 0, and then Sunday's NFL week 1.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a stupid name, and for our show, for our sake, we're calling it week 1 for Pub Sports Talk fall camp. So that's what we're doing.
You guys are rebels.
Yeah. What can we say? Don't care about strikes. Don't care about Disney. We're just doing it.
Yeah. You're like screw the mouse.
Yeah. All right. I've seen South Park. Hold on. I don't know if we mean that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Fitz, what's your thoughts here looking at these Heisman favorites?
Man, I got nothing. I was even trying to think like who would be there. Just looking at a list, like, I mean, Raphael nailed it. Like Spencer Rattler is pretty low or high. Depends on how you look at it. But the other one I thought it was like Bo Nix, but I don't think he would be like up at the top. But I was just trying to think of guys who have been around for a while that maybe should be in the mix. But again, it's too early to tell. It's like we'll know. I feel like we'll see separation after 2 or 3 games of really who are the contenders and who are the pretenders.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Take.
Yeah, for sure. I was just surprised CJ Stroud led the way, honestly. I thought he'd be number 2. I thought Bryce Young would lead the way, but
yeah,
they're pretty close odds.
Point. They are close.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back Saturday morning. Want to plug that one more time. We're calling it week 1, damn it. And we're excited to be back. All right. Heisman odds. That's all we had for college football Heisman odds. Unless, Rafael, you want to touch anything before Saturday.
I think I'll probably put these prop outs for Saturday and leave them up. A Heisman winner conference. You pick the conference where the Heisman's coming. Big Ten will be probably 2-1. SEC plus 250. Pac-12 will probably be plus 350, maybe 4-1. Big 12 7-1. ACC 8-1, and probably other conferences and independent at 25-1. I figure I better do these conferences now before there's only just 3 conferences. Because everybody will be merging pretty soon.
I don't know if I've seen that in the past or not. That's if you've done it in the past, keep doing it. But if not, this is a great idea, Rafael. I really like it. And
I've done quarterback and any other player before, but people would pound quarterback, and it would be by the time I shut off, quarterback would be minus 2,000 and others 7-1. So I've done that in the past, but I thought maybe different conferences just because. Conferences are almost going to be obsolete as buffets at casinos.
Hey, exactly. This might be the last year we're going to do this. So yeah, exactly.
We'll just be talking 4 conferences. There's probably I've talked to a lot of numerous presidents and stuff like that deep into college football. I think what we're going to see is probably 4 conferences, and then they'll do like the NFL. We'll have AFC and then 2 divisions, and NFC and 2 divisions, and but there's going to be a lot of colleges looking for conferences or maybe making up another division for college football because not everyone's going to be invited to the dance.
Exactly, and that's something we talked about for the past. I don't know if it's 4 months. It feels like just. Mm-hmm. Like it's definitely going that way. How many teams do you think would be in these conferences?
If I had to guess, it'd probably be Big Ten, SEC, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, maybe the Mountain West if Boise is still there. Mm-hmm. You figured it would probably want them in there. Maybe Conference USA. But I would think those 2 conferences might be the only ones that they might fit in for the dance. I just don't see any other. I don't see Sun Belts or any of these other stuff.
No love.
I know. I'm speaking bad terms, but but I'm saying if Boise State, let's say, leaves the Mountain West and tries to jump ship to go to the other ones and some of these other bigger schools. then I think the Mountain West would be left out because let's face it, there's not that many good teams besides maybe Colorado State and New Mexico State. But keep an eye out for big college basketball schools if they jump ship. I would not be shocked. Everyone thinks, Clemson would leave ACC and to try to join Big Ten or SEC. I don't think so. If you're the SEC and Big Ten, you got enough big teams. Now you try to help booster the other team, the other sports. So why wouldn't you try to grab North Carolina, Duke, and stuff like that to bolster your college basketball side and stuff like that? So I would not be shocked if one of those two, you start hearing some rumors that maybe jump ship to Big Ten or SEC to start looking at the college basketball side of things.
If Duke and Carolina are not in the same conference, I will stop watching college sports. If they ruin that rivalry, I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm just going to say that right now.
Luckily for that, the college basketball plays so many games in a season, they'll probably still put them on the schedule.
I don't care. It would just ruin everything, and I would just say I'm done.
It's real to me, damn it. It's the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah, wow. I was curious, Raphael, even speaking of ACC, we were looking at the top 25 and how many ACC teams were in there. It was like Clemson, Notre Dame, Wake Forest snuck in there. There we go. NC State was a surprise. Pitt. I was just curious, Raphael, that strikes me. The ACC is not that strong. So I was just wondering your thoughts as a bettor. Is that kind of music to your ears that people might throw money on something that's, maybe not very wise down the line, or does it open up other betting opportunities?
I used to love back in the day when you remember there was things called newspapers where you read the sports pages, not something online on your tablet when your hands get black reading it. I used to love people would come in with the newspapers and say, Houston ranked number 5 is playing Tulane, who's not even ranked. I'll take Houston and stuff like that. So that's the only thing that we look at when it comes to ratings. We could care less what the numbers next to your name is. We're only looking at the number what's after your name is. So for us, it doesn't really matter. Maybe when it comes to some people do power ratings, look at that. I have no idea why you would look at your power ratings when you're looking at polls, and especially a coach's poll. But there was a little bit shocks on there. I was actually shocked that Wisconsin was ranked so. I thought they would be maybe in the top 15, not in the 20s and stuff like that. I thought they were I thought Oregon would be a little bit higher. I thought USC would be over. I thought USC would be higher than Oregon, even though I think Utah could be making the playoffs this year because their defense is going to be really, really good, bringing back a lot of guys from last year, and their offense was really potent in that second half.
That's a great call.
So I would not be shocked if Utah breaks a lot of people SEC tiers and joins the playoff in 4. But I mean, that's the only thing I saw. Like I said, I wasn't thinking like, oh my God, I got to make my week 1 numbers different now that Arkansas is 23.
Yeah.
NC State's going to win the ACC now because they're number 13.
Yeah, because they're number 13. Thanks for all that NC State money coming in when you looked at the power, when you looked at that coach's poll.
Oh, yeah. I bet it was flooded in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had to take them off before so much money came in.
Yeah. Well, let's stay with football and let's talk about little NFL division odds. We picked our favorites a couple weeks ago, but we want to know what's my bookie's favorites. What are you guys looking at and why necessarily those teams? And should we be watching for other teams here in the NFL?
I would say in the NFL, there's teams that people are overlooking, and because I think they see what happened maybe in the offseason. But here we go. Pittsburgh Steelers, total season wins anywhere between 7.5. Now they have all 3 quarterbacks who've played really good in preseason. I don't look at preseason that much. Just like Allen Iverson said, we're talking about practice. But they have 3 quarterbacks that are still battling for position 1, 2, and 3. Pickett had a great game and stuff like that. So why? I figure Cleveland's going to take a step backwards because they can't. I think that locker room may be iffy with the Watson thing and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a noise. If Lamar doesn't have a contract by the season, could that be a distraction all season long? So I think that Pittsburgh, all they did was win 10 plus seasons every year with Big Ben, who couldn't throw it past 20 yards for the past 5 years. And they still got a great defense, and their running backs healthy and more potent, and that offensive line I thought was improvement. So that kind of shocks me. Why are the Indianapolis Colts so low to win their division? I think it's minus 125 around there. I mean, Matty Ice finally got out of the cellar in Atlanta, and I think he's going to be a lot better option than the quarterback they had last year. And so now he has a running game, and he's got tight ends that can catch the ball. So I'm a little bit shocked at why not so much no love for Matty Ice in the Indianapolis Colts. So
another good defense.
Yeah, I think those two teams a little bit, and I think the NFC South. I mean, Bucks, I think they take a step backwards. Give me the Bucks under season wins all day long. I think Tampa Tom is. I think do they make the playoffs? Yeah, but I don't think they win 12 games. I think that the Saints owned them last year, even though the Saints are going to be a totally different team. I thought Carolina might be a little bit better. I think the Falcons would be the worst team. Maybe in football they'll be battling with the Chicago Bears. But I would not be shocked if that division's a little bit too wide open. Then everyone thinks Tampa Tom is just going to walk away in that division.
Right. Hey, especially with his 11-day sabbatical that he just returned from.
Well, I heard he was on what do you call it? A reality show. That's why he was actually off.
Yeah, that's per my sources. That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
And really, my sources is Twitter, so you probably know more than me. I've got to know, as a Bengals fan, AFC North fan, how did the Ravens get the nod over the Bengals? The Bengals just got back from the Super Bowl. Like, what are we doing? Why does the Ravens get the favorites in that division?
We just talked about UFC, right?
Yeah,
but like someone dominated a fight and all of a sudden got lucky and won the fight. That's why I kind of looked at the Bengals last year. Not saying that they weren't a good team, but they had the dice rolling in their favor through week probably 12 all the way through the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, their offensive line was horrendous, even though they were winning games. I mean, your quarterback was running for his life, even when they were still winning games. So, I think they just had a lucky roll. Now the Ravens, I think the Ravens would be better just because they're healthy. I mean, I think I could have played running back for the Ravens last year. They had everyone was out. So Lamar,
I'm surprised they didn't give you a call. Yeah.
So Lamar had to do everything. But I think the Bengals take a small step backwards, and I think the Ravens don't take a small step backwards if they don't fix Lamar's contract by the season. That's why I think the Steelers could be a very, very sleeper play in that division. Because let's face it, if the Bengals don't protect your quarterback, he's already missing an organ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, coming back from the appendectomy. We talked about Coach Tomlin. He hasn't finished below 500. He just knows how to win, and that culture in that locker room is all about winning. And I like that pick. As much as I hate it, logically, I like your pick. I can't fault you. Out of all these division winners, I mean, in the AFC, you got Bills, Ravens, Colts, and Chiefs. And then in the NFC, you got Bucks, Packers, Rams, Cowboys. Who's going to slip? Who's going to fall and just blow their chances to be division champs?
I think we could see some. I'm not sold on Kansas City like everyone else is, so that wouldn't shock me. I think the Super Bowl. I'll say it right now on the show. I think the Super Bowl stays in LA. I think the Chargers win it. I think with Mac being on that defensive side in LA, the Chargers, I think their defense is going to be really, really tough to score against, and I think their offense will be able to put up points if they have to face the Chargers, the Chiefs, who's going to score a lot of points. I think the AFC is going to score a lot of points. Period. I think the Super Bowl stays in LA, but I wouldn't falter if the Bills. It's all about injuries. I mean, Buffalo hasn't really had a dominating injury. I mean, what if Mahomes, who has to have a dominating injury, which I'm sad to say, if he does get hurt, that means we're going to see his brother on Instagram and Twitter more if Patrick's not playing. So I might have to not see that. But it wouldn't shock me if those two are the cases. I wouldn't shock me if the Miami Dolphins win their division. So there could be a lot of things that I think can factor on maybe some shock calls. But like I said it right now. I think my Super Bowl is staying in LA.
Yeah. Hey, me and Fitz were like, all right, staying with LA, staying with the Rams, and you hit the Chargers. And then you got some good points there. Air Bear, that offense can score. The defense have added some weapons. I like your pick for the AFC West out there. I like the Chargers a lot. And I think that's who we're floating between Chiefs and then the Raiders. Don't forget about the Raiders. They got a damn good offense too.
They do. I think that whole. Like I said, whoever wins that division I would not be like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Even the Broncos, it's like, oh, I can maybe see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Broncos would need a little bit help on their defense, especially the secondary, and if they could run the ball. If they can't, then I think they falter downwards a little bit. But like I said, I think the Chargers. I think getting Mac is going to be so huge for Bosa. But he's going to just run wild if he can stay healthy, because Mac's going to be their guy getting a lot of attention. Even though Mac probably won't play every down, but when he's there, they're going to know he's in there.
You're going to have to double team him. You're going to have to send help for him. Yeah. Exactly. I agree. Fitz, any division thoughts for you?
Man, I got a lot, but keep it concise. I have a few questions about, we talked about kind of the offenses that are dominating the AFC West, or that we're hoping to see in the AFC West. I was wondering, NFC, I feel like NFC's kind of got the defense-led teams. Like when you look at the Buccaneers, or you look at the Rams, or even my Packers, they're raving about their defense. Everyone's distracted by the receivers in Green Bay, but no one's talking about the defense. I guess who would kind of be your sneaky NFC team be to face the Chargers? If the Super Bowl staying in LA, which team is probably going to give the Chargers the most trouble defensively?
If the Packers can play defense, I think you hit the nail on the head. Oh, wide receivers, they have no. Aaron Rodgers made those wide receivers that are no longer there. It's not like they were number one draft picks and they killed college and stuff like that. It's not like that.
I think Devontae Adams led the league in drops 1 year.
Yeah. He went to Fresno State, so it's not like he went it's not like he went to a dominating college.
But he's the best Packer receiver all time.
I understand it, but I think
Don Hudson.
I think the guy that threw him the ball made his name to get that big contract. I think he owes Aaron Rodgers should get some commission sales for his contract. So the wide receiver game is going to be perfectly fine. The tight ends would be perfectly fine. If their defense holds up, I have Chargers, Green Bay in the Super Bowl. I think them two would play, because I have a feeling it's just going to be an AFC dominated season, just because how heavy they are. And I feel bad for the NFC, because I think every TV is going to be AFC this, AFC that. I have a feeling a lot of these AFC teams are going to dominate, and I feel bad for the NFC. But like I said, if I had to choose, I'm a little bit shocked that Tampa Bay is still 3-1. I thought by now Green Bay might be 4-1, or a little bit closer to them. Maybe the Rams. I think the quarterback scare over the summer of his baseball arm is whatever. I thought maybe that's kind of scared everybody. If I had to choose, maybe a sleeper, I would say maybe the Eagles or Saints, one of the two. I just can't say the Saints, because Michael Thomas already has a hamstring injury now up there. Who knows about Jameis and how healthy he is, and they have a new coaching staff. So, so I have a feeling that could be anything. I think the Saints they win games by defense, but I'm still not sold on that offense with Thomas, and Kamara's probably going to get suspended for a couple of games for his beatdown in Vegas.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I've never heard it put that way before.
I've seen the video. I've seen the video.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Oh my Lord. A team you just talked about, Philly. To me, that's a real deep sleeper for the NFC least. And to me, and all of us, I think the Cowboys were not it. They're not the answer in the NFC East.
No one is that division.
Honestly, nobody is. But our favorites coming out, I think it was Philly. Pretty as a whole pub here. I think we picked Philly as.
I would agree with that. If I had to pick a division winner on that, I would probably be Philly. Dallas, and then the battle of the basement would be Giants. Washington got bad news today, so it would be a battle of the basement between the Commanders and the Giants.
Yeah, 100%. Well, any other NFL news we want to talk about real quick?
No, I think, like I said, if I have any news that's worthy to talk, I can mention on College Football Week 0 Saturday show. Oh, I'm sorry, Week 1. College Football Week 1.
Yeah, damn it. we're breaking the rule. Raphael, thank you so much for joining us, man. We can't wait to chop it up with you Saturday morning. Thank you so much again. And hey, good luck talking about KD in your next segment here.
KD and Ben and Dodger baseball.
Oh, so how could I forget? I apologize. That West Coast love.
Take it easy, guys.
Hey, you too, man.
Yeah, take care.
Hey, absolutely love having Raphael on. To me, it's just fun to have him on. He brings such a good energy and just dark humor.
I love his little connections, his little metaphors.
His metaphors are good. Plus,
good.
I don't know if you heard him talking to little university presidents. I needed to figure out who's in his contacts and get with those sources because they sound better than Twitter sources.
Per my sources.
Yeah, per my sources. But ladies and gentlemen, if you like Raphael, he's coming back on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Fitz, you join us?
I will not be there. I gotta lead a cross country race. The best Saturday sport of all of them. Better than college football.
Well,
it's my hot take.
Fitz is about to get struck by lightning, but that's besides the point. We did not start off with this, but we still have it. Our sports fact. I do apologize. This one's probably well known more than my other ones, but last week you fucking hit the nail on the head, Fitz.
I loved that, by the way. If you didn't catch last week's, one of my favorites, a movie trivia fun fact.
It was right up your. It tickled your pickle. It was right up there.
Beautiful. Yeah, did something.
This week we're going back to 1943, so World War II is going on. We're talking the NFL, and we're going to label this ticket the merger.
Merger. Jackie Moon. Merger.
Such a great movie. So because of the draft and players being sent over to Europe to fight Nazi Germany, we had to condense some NFL teams. We had to drop our league size, and some teams actually had to merge together. Any idea who the team was? Two teams to merge together were?
There were two Chicago teams. There was the Cardinals and the Bears. Mm-hmm. That would be a guess, but I actually don't think that's it. I feel like they just moved. I feel like a team moved. But that's my guess. That'd be my first guess.
That's a great guess. Cardinals did move out of Chicago.
Okay.
It was actually the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh.
They came together to create the Steagles.
No.
Yep. So they wore the Philadelphia green helmets and jerseys with the Pittsburgh Steelers yellow socks. So they were just down so bad they needed players, and so they had to merge together, and they created the Steagles.
What were the other ones?
That's the big ones. That was the only one.
That was the big one.
Yeah. So I think I misled the fact
we didn't get like a Packers Lions.
The Lions playing right there.
Lions. I feel like that would never happen.
Yeah, I don't think
they would not. There would be a war. There would be another war after that.
Well, it's funny because you talk about the two Chicago teams. That makes sense to merge.
Yeah.
But Philadelphia, Pittsburgh being in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Seagulls, they came together for one season. They went 5-4-1, so they had 5 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. They finished 3rd in the East because back then we didn't have AFC, NFC. So they just finished 3rd in the East. So my question leading into this sports fact, what 2 teams, NFL teams or NBA teams, whatever sports league you want to go to, what teams should come together because they're just not getting it done as individual teams?
Ooh, that's good. I want to do one NBA and one NFL.
I like it. Hey, there's only 2
I gotta think Houston would be a good place to start.
Okay.
Because you could do Houston, Dallas, and that is actually not crazy because Dallas they've been kind of choke artists in the past. They do well when they're not supposed to do well.
That's true.
And then they just shit the bed when they're supposed to be divisional champs. So like this year, I'm really curious. They just lost Amari Cooper. Like, what are they going to do? And I can see their defense giving up a lot of yards. So that might be my honorary NFL pick for now is Cowboys, Texans. And maybe when you chime in, I'll think of another one. But NBA, I'm thinking same state. You can't do Cali. Warriors are pretty set. You could. Miami's pretty set. I was thinking of them in Orlando. Orlando's actually on the rise. I'm trying to think. Timberwolves. Oof. They need some help, I think.
They do need some help.
They've historically need some help. I got it. Timberwolves. So the LA Lakers used to be the Minnesota Lakers. I just think you ship LA back to Minnesota. Yes, and they make it also the Lakers makes sense. The Great Lakes, the land of 10,000 lakes. Timberwolves is kind of a stupid name. And you got LeBron and Ant-Man and Cat. Yeah, I think that'd be solid. Now Jack Nicholson would be pissed because now he's out of Showtime, but
yeah,
who cares? You make all the Minnesotans happy.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. For me, man, I don't know if this is going to benefit. Yeah, you know what? Damn it, it is going to benefit the teams. I'm going to pick Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, obviously, Tampa's bringing a lot more to that equation, but I think just the pieces, like you get Waddell, you get.
What about Jacksonville?
See, Jacksonville, I thought that was going to be too much of a downgrade for Miami,
Well, they both need help. I don't think you can give them Tampa. I don't think that's fair.
You don't think it's fair?
You can't just give someone Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. You know what? Touchdown, Jesus. Yeah. You know what? He can make a miracle out of the Dolphins in Jacksonville. Sure.
Miami miracle.
Yeah. Him and Tua just taking reps. It's like quarterback roulette. You don't know which one you're getting out there. Maybe that's it. I like it. Listeners, watchers, let us know what two sports fan base franchise you want kind of sandwiched together. And we'll repost the best ones on Instagram. All right. Now we're going to talk about the meat and potatoes here. Staying with the NFL. Guy, we talked a lot about QB1 in Carolina. Number 6 on your roster. Number 1 on the depth chart. Baker Mayfield finally gets the nod to start for Carolina. Fitz, you're shaking your head. Fans of Carolina, we live in Carolina. We know it. They're loving this move that Baker's QB1. He's got a chip on his shoulder, which we talked about. We like the swagger. We like the chip on him. Why are you shaking your head no, though?
Primarily, I lost money. I bet I bet my good friend Ori $20 on Sam Darnold to start week 1, just because I thought Baker had to learn the offense, and I thought it was going to be too quick. Like, I thought everyone was getting excited, like, oh, Baker's going to play the Browns. And I was like, he's still got to learn the offense. And Darnold, this puts a chip on Darnold's shoulder. Like, it's his job to lose. And I feel like he was going to prove in camp. But, either the Panthers have seen something or they're trying to build the hype early. They know their schedule is going to be tough and they're probably going to get waxed this year. But they're going to try to get the hype train going. I think it's too early. And that's my critical take. Because it may not be, it may be, they've seen Darnold for 1 season and it's enough to tell it's not getting the job done. It's a business. You got to make those tough decisions. And they clearly evaluated and they said Baker's better. Like, Baker just gives us a better chance. So let's just put him in. I just don't know if they really explored Darnold as much as they could have. Now, I wasn't high on Darnold when they got him. I mean, I thought that was a weird pick too, but I'm just saying, I felt like these two guys came out of the same draft class. Obviously, Baker was put in a better situation and was probably the better quarterback in college too, even though he's a fuckboy at Oklahoma. Yeah. But I don't know. Darnold, I just feel like he was always on an uphill climb with the Jets. And now he gets into a system with the Panthers. You have McCaffrey banged up all season. I don't really know if he got a true chance. And he did have some success. I'm thinking of the Minnesota game that was just kind of back and forth and overtime. So it's just a little bit, I wish Darnold would have gotten a chance, and maybe he will. Maybe he will come in and get to relief and fight for that job. I don't know. It's weird that Baker's just got it. I don't think he's going to be put in a great position early on. That's my take.
Yeah. I think he's going to start off with a lot of juice, a lot of energy. The Browns, obviously, without Deshaun Watson until week 12. I think he gets them rolling early. I think he beats Cleveland, but I'm with you. I think he's going to sink eventually. He's not going to have this boom. They're going to lead the NFC, and he's going to make a trip to the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. I could be wrong, but I
don't
think
see
he'll
it
start
this
hot.
year.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't see it this year. And that's the thing is don't do the same thing you did with Darnold where you just evaluate it after one season.
Yeah.
Is I feel like you kind of got to make your decision, but then you do have to. I mean, there's a balance. Is you can't just ride it out like the Mitch Project in Chicago. You know, that went way too long. That's like beating a dead horse. But you do need to kind of see it through and give it a chance. So
I agree with you 100%. I do think Baker's the better quarterback, though. I think, ever since Sam was seeing ghosts out there, it hasn't quite clicked for him. And well, I'm excited to see a healthy Baker. As much as I don't like the Panthers, I do want to see Baker kind of say, all right, F you, and just drop an atomic elbow onto the Brown fan base and plant his flag on midfield. But we'll see what happens. Carolina fans are jacked up for it, though.
Yeah.
One more set of NFL news. I got to get your opinion. I wish all the boys were on, but Tim's out West Coast, backpacking with the wife, Carol. As I said, Devin's in the playing some softball dugout.
Devin's dugout would be a great segment on
that would be
Sports Talk.
Look,
just like we can get him for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, there might have to be that
Devin's dugout.
Yeah,
and just
I
talk
like
baseball because that's all we need him for. That's not all we need him for. But like lately, it's just like MLB. What do we think?
Oh, cool! All right, there it is.
Devin, just get Devin before he goes up to bat. Just run through it for us.
Fucking chewing like a horseshoe.
Yeah, a big old chaw.
Yeah. I'm here for it. But I don't know if you saw this play or not. But it's preseason. Giants playing the Bengals. Thibodeau coming out of Oregon, top draft pick, gets chop blocked right in the knee by Thaddeus Moss playing tight end. Chop blocks are legal in the NFL. But did you see the player?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you gotta get, they prevent the defensive.
So it'll go back on replay here. But he's going there, he's breaking down. Thaddeus Moss hits him with the chop block low. A lot of former players calling this dirty. He should be fined. He should be put in jail because of assault. Whatever it is, like going to extremes. It's a legal play. There was no penalty on it. On the flip side, there's been a lot of players that said, hey, as a defensive end, you should be able to shuck that guy coming. Don't have your feet so heavy in the ground. Stay on the balls of your feet. See that chop block. Keep your eyes, head on a swivel. Classic football phrase. And be able to shut that block and go make a tackle. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, it's tough. And what was the injury?
So he avoided major injury. It seems like no ACL, no meniscus tear. It seems like a strained PCL, I believe, or strained meniscus, one or two. But he'll be back for week 1. He'll be good to go. That's all indications.
Yeah, it is a little dirty. Gosh, preseason is one of the biggest. I think that's one of the biggest things for NFL to figure out. I hate that they added another game to the season and didn't take away a preseason game. That I just felt. I was like, I think you gotta reduce. If you're gonna add one on one end, you gotta take out a preseason game.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I mean, the other tricky thing is he is learning. Like, that is a lesson you had to learn, is the chop block is a part of the game. So when they go low, you got to figure out how to do it. It's a tough lesson to learn, though. Like that, like in that situation, yeah, it is tough. And again, I think where the league's going, I think Tom Brady said it best, is that sometimes, like, now where the league is going is the defense gets penalized on everything. And I feel like the offense can just do whatever, and they can capitalize on the defensive mistakes. But that would just be an example of, like, okay, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, if we have to two-hand tag your quarterback, how about no more chop blocks? Just like, I don't like either. I'm like, if you're going to chop block, I should be able to take off your QB's head. That's kind of my mentality, is like, if you can take out my kneecap, I can take out your quarterback, So I think that's what's frustrating. Is it just feels like another situation of, oh, and now I got to deal with this on the offensive end. So yeah, it's a little head scratching.
I agree with you. It's, for me, let's talk about what you first said. Preseason, they've got to figure out something with it. NFL owners absolutely love preseason because do you know how much the players get for game checks?
Nothing.
$500.
Jeez.
That's it. That's all they get. As long as they play a snap, they get $500. They still charge almost full price for ticket sales.
Yeah.
Concession stands full price. Like they're still making bank during preseason. So
I mean, look
at
Packers family night. They do like 7-on-7. I don't even think they play. They just kind of like, they do little like games and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always a sellout.
Exactly.
I mean, they make as much money doing that they do probably during a regular season game. So
I can believe it, especially in a place like that. For Thibodeau, me being a football coach, me playing football, the ball's coming, you shed the ball because it's low and you still break down and make the tackle. That's part of the drill since middle school is like ball coming, pad coming, hit it low, get it off your legs, go make a tackle. He should be used to this. That's a routine block there. He just eyes in the backfield, whatever it might be. He just didn't see it coming. To me, not a dirty play, but not a cool play for me. That's how I'll label it. Is like it's preseason, everybody's trying to get their checks in. Yes, I know Thaddeus Moss is trying to make the roster. He was a practice squad player last year. This is not how you make it. Get better attacking somebody up top during preseason. Now, regular season, I don't care. Chop block the hell out of them. As long as we don't high-low them because that's illegal. But I also understand your point. Can't rip off the quarterback's head.
Can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly. I agree with that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for NFL unless you had anything.
Cool. That's good. I love talking NFL.
I do too, man.
Can't wait.
It's finally here, baby. Fantasy draft this Saturday. The boys in the pub are going to break out the rosters. We're going to get it done. Going for the chain. We had a 18-man league. It's a big league. We're going to have some fun.
I'm still waiting for a 32-man league.
It's coming.
Where you're only allowed one quarterback on your roster.
That's wild. Your bye week, you're screwed.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Real quick, I know Devin's not here, and I was hoping he was here, but let's talk about the Yankees. The Yankees have been struggling. They are 6-14 in August. They finished 14-14 in July. It's been rough since the All-Star break for the Yankees. There's so much talent. They pay so much money for the roster, and it seems like this happens every year. They start hot, and they just slowly start coming down the downhill, and they never get it going back up for October. I'm not surprised by this at all. Are you?
No, I mean, they've been tanking. I mean, and we talked about this a few weeks ago as kind of like the teams at the top, like Mets, Dodgers, Astros, like who was expendable. And it was definitely the Yankees. I mean, I think we named it. I mean, it will be cool if Judge breaks I think he can break. I can't remember whose record it is now because everyone gets DQ'd for almost like Mark McGuire's record, Sammy Sosa's record, but the home runs in a season. I mean, this is a team that can bat around, and right now the bat's gotten cold. I'm not sure what their pitching rotation has been like. I mean, they seem like they were solid, definitely not the best. Like when you look at those top teams, I wouldn't say they're the best pitching team, but clearly better than the rest, like clearly like one of the top in the league. But I don't know if they've gotten stale there. Yeah, it's not a good look for the Yankees, but I could also see them bouncing back. This could be a good recipe that they get hot at the right time.
So you're not ready to say, hey, don't bet on them come October. You're saying, hey, there's still a chance for these guys to get it around.
I'm just saying I've seen them in decent position, and then they tank in the playoffs. And I feel like this year there was something special early on. They're just in a slump.
Okay.
But there's a lot of baseball left, and I feel like they could bounce back. And I don't know, it's just a little scary. if they were on top of their game coming into the postseason, I'd be like, all right, they're gonna screw this up. But that they're having this collapse now, it's kind of like, I don't want to face Aaron Judge in October. I don't know. Like, I could see them maybe kind of like your Bengals, and what Raphael said about the little sweep leg is maybe the Yankees can put themselves in position. You just get some leg sweeps in there, you know?
Yeah, a little good luck there. Yeah, I don't hate your takes. You know, I was a little worried when you first started. I was like, I don't know. But the more you said it, I was like, Aaron Judge on a mission. They have to win to get in. That's a scary team to deal with, especially if they get hot.
Yeah.
They still lead the division, though. AL East.
Yes, they're not in trouble. That's the thing.
Rays are 8 games behind. They're sitting in second. Blue Jays, 8.5 games. Devon's O's making a run here. The hottest team in July, baby.
Yeah.
They're chipping away. And the Red Sox just 14.5 games back. AL Central, Guardians taking command. The Twins only 2 games back, though. Maybe they can fight back. Your heart hurts. I know. White Sox only 3 games back, even though they're battling a ton of injuries. KC Royals, 16 games back, and Tigers, 18.5 games. In the AL West, Tim Strohs, they're stroking right now. 11 games up on the Mariners. Rangers, 21.5 games back. Angels and Athletics, all 25-plus games back. The Angels,
Mariners tried to sneak in there at one point. I think they're kind of done. They kicked a little too early.
I think so too. But
that's not how baseball works. But
if you look at I think they still get in the playoffs though, because they're 66 and 56. That's better. It's better. Or the Rays are 66 and 55. They're better than the Twins.
This is why we need Devin, and I'm not the expert here.
Yeah,
but that's a really good point. They could just sneak in there.
I think they can. And if you look at the AL East, that division, there's 14.5 games back between first and last, but everybody's wins are in the 60+. No other divisions like that on the screen right now. So
it's wide open as far as wild card. Rays, Blue Jays, Orioles, Mariners. Yeah, my Twins. They got to win that division.
They got to win. Yeah,
they can't play wild card game. They just got to win it.
Central's looking a little weak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hop on to the National League here. And once again, sorry, listeners, I told you Devin was coming on. Just like I told you Coach Kearns is coming on. They'll be on. It just takes some time to get them here, but fingers crossed, right? NL West, Dodgers leading that division, 17.5 games up on the Padres. We talked about Tatis last week. The Padres just can't click right now. And for whatever reason, the Dodgers did just lose an ace to a second Tommy John surgery bowler. So we'll see how that affects them. San Francisco, 24 games back. Diamondbacks, 29. And Rockies, 32 games back. NL Central, Cardinals making the push, but Milwaukee right there, nip at the heels, 4.5 games back. And after that, it's not even close. Cubs, Reds, Pirates. But hey, my Reds aren't in last place. It's a good day. In the NL East, we have the amazing Mets, 3 games up on the Braves. Then Philly, who you were really high on last week. You talked about them that they're clicking. They seem to be going in the right direction here. They're 11 games back. And then the Marlins and Nationals rounded up with 25-plus games back.
Yeah, Braves, Phillies. I mean, the gap between Braves and Phillies it's pretty steep. Again, I don't know how many wild cards make it. I remember I think it was 2 at one point. And now I don't remember if we're at 3, but there's a chance there, if there's 3, that the Phillies could sneak in. Cardinals just passed the Brewers, and I feel like they passed them, and then they're trying to just put them out of reach. So that's interesting. Again, Mets and Braves. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place, but Mets and Braves, that's an interesting series. I feel like the Mets have had the upper hand, but it's obviously very close. Dodgers, man, they just keep like separating the gap. It's like watching the Jamaica relay team. Is it just like the distance just keeps going? And I'm like, what's it going to be next week? Like, how many games? 84 wins in August is pretty impressive.
It's damn impressive. And even more impressive, you just tied Jamaican relay team to MLB. That was impressive move right there. Good job on you.
It's the Raphael rubbing off
Yeah.
on me. He just gets those metaphors going, and I'm like, you can relate anything to anything
Yeah.
if you're creative enough. That's the beauty of semantics, and I don't know if that's the right analogy, but it's the beauty of I lost it as soon as I talk about it.
I was about to say, Bill Simmons, look at you. You're a young Bill Simmons right there, tying everything in.
That's my hero.
I know. That's okay. But the MLB's heating up. 3 wildcard teams make it. So the first 1 and 2 get a bye. First and second place in the NL and AL, and then the third place. Yeah, anyway, 6 make it from NL and AL. Sorry, I explained that wrong. So you're looking at both these divisions, AL and NL. It's anyone's ball game. If you win, you're in, and that's a great feeling. But some of these, like your second, third place, you still got a chance here. You just got to find a way to bite the bullet and let's crank out September. Let's get in.
And we've said this multiple times, but as we get just even closer to postseason baseball, this is one of the most exciting baseball seasons.
Yeah.
Like in a long time. I mean, I know the Dodgers are way ahead, but I feel like there's probably 3 teams at least in each division that could win it. That could easily take it. And I feel like usually at this point we're seeing like, all right, it's gonna be the Astros. It's gonna be, like we're already kind of seeing who it is. But yeah, there's just a lot of teams in the mix. Really exciting.
I totally agree. 100%. We can't wait for it. And this is about the time where we start really watching baseball. At least for me and you, I think. Hunt for October, we're like, all right, we'll watch a couple innings here. We'll see what cranks out here.
Yeah, I started watching Little League, and that gets me.
Yeah. Yo, can't remember the kid's name. Wearing working gloves, the gold, yellow working gloves as batting gloves. All about grit coming from the Midwest. I love it.
Yeah, it's all about the kids from Hagerstown, Indiana. Like
that's who you hit your hat to.
The 2,000, they got like a population of 2,000 people in their town. I'm like, how the heck are they in it? And yeah, they've been awesome.
I love it. Matt's not here. He watched his beloved Charlestown. I don't even know. Charleston. Thank you.
Charlestown. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. To go play soccer, and he just couldn't stay up for which I get it. He got to see his guys. Hopefully they got to win. Haven't got an update. Didn't check. I do apologize. So as I'm saying this, I just feel like a really shitty friend. But on the flip side, Matt's coming to America this fall, and we're going to go see a Gamecocks game, USC. So I'm excited for it. He was texting me his plan. He's like, hey, do you mind picking me up from the airport or one of the boys? And then I think I'll stay with Reverend Fitz down in South Carolina for this game. Like, he's got this thing mapped out, man, and I'm pumped for it.
Oh, man.
So we
got to
go
is,
South Carolina.
The one problem is, if you're going to come to America, the place you go is Columbia. Like, I don't think Matt has really thought this through, or he doesn't really understand.
Maybe he's going to Europe, where you just
he's going to the armpit of the South. I mean, Columbia sucks. I live here, and I can't even make a positive plug to come to Columbia. There's
great game day atmosphere. That's all we need.
It's a decent game day atmosphere.
SEC football.
Decent. It's about all they got.
Yeah.
I always wear my App jersey when I go tailgate just to rub it in. Hey, remember that one time when App beat you? Yeah. Remember them? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we aren't the powerhouse SEC, but yeah, we did a little damage. Yeah. Just like to rub it in.
Hey, I'm here
for it.
I
don't get Spencer Rattler. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, USC people. No. And we'll just come in and beat you anyway.
Hey, I love it. Obviously, we love it. App State alums here and fans, but I'm excited for game day regardless. I think Alex Marinelli, former guest, is going to hook us up with some behind-the-scenes passes going on.
Hope so. And, we better edit out my shit talking there.
We're going to leave it in just so he knows we're real. We're real people. All right. But anyways, Matt, his footy corner, I had it prepared for him. He wasn't here, so I'm going to do my best here. But it was a wild weekend for Premier, and I know because I bet on the Premier League teams. And I just got taken out back and beaten like a dog. I'm going to start with the one that really hurt. Chelsea. Chelsea's supposed to be this this club that's just supposed to dominate this year. We remember Matt saying earlier, like, hey, Chelsea's going to be on a roll early. Look for them maybe to be a favorite to bring home the championship. They lost 3-0 to Leeds United. Just a rough time for Chelsea fans. You get sent off, you get a red card in the 84th minute, but the game was well out of reach by then. I mean, this is just a bad showing for them. 3-0. I picked Chelsea in 3 of my parlays. I was like, they're going to easily beat Leeds United. I've learned my lesson. It was rough. On the other side, Man City. Once again, supposed to be dominant. We talked about Newcastle and them spending a ton of money. They're kind of like the Yankees. They tie Man City, and they treat that as a win because Man City's former champion coming off a hot season last year. Man City was supposed to repeat this year, and they tie Newcastle, who finished middle of the pack. So this is changing the guards maybe for Premier League.
Premier League's weird. Like I feel like in the past like 3 weeks, I'm almost like, are they even trying? Like, are they good? I feel like I feel like the bad teams or the teams that have got promoted or the teams that aren't supposed to get good, I feel like they're playing for their life. They're like, we're getting an early lead. And I feel like the teams that are like supposed to be there are just like, whatever. We're just getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I'm like, I'm kind of staying away from soccer right now, from footy. Is that I mean, am I wrong? That's what it feels like.
I think you're right.
Teams are just they're just slapdicking.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. To me, it's just wild because, like you said, you're playing for your life if you're in the bottom. But for these top teams, I'm looking at Chelsea, Man City. They have a chance to like put their stamp on a dynasty and a destiny. Like, hey, I'm the champ. I'm undisputed, and they're just not getting it done early. And it's mind-boggling to me. And another team we talked about last week, Man United. They're sucked. They were terrible. Without Ronaldo did not play this past weekend because what Matt said, looking for a trade, looking to get the hell out of Man United. They beat Liverpool 2-1. Liverpool's supposed to be another strong team there. Yeah. So without Ronaldo, without superstar, they win 2-1. Last time Liverpool and Chelsea lost was in 2010. It's because they played each other. Before then, it was like 1987 that they both lost on the same weekend. Just a wild Premier League weekend. Lessons to bettors out there. Maybe too early to bet on Premier League. Maybe it's like preseason NFL. You just don't bet on it. Unless it's the Ravens because they've won 22 straight. Yeah. Well, that's the footy corner. And besides the footy corner, I got one more corner. It's Tim's corner. He's out Midwest, but he sent us an audio clip for Hard Knocks. Did you watch week 2 for Hard Knocks, Fitz?
No, I haven't.
Fitz, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
I don't really watch Hard Knocks.
You're going to need to get on it because it just sells you on a team. Every year it sells you. But this year we didn't need any selling as a pub. Maybe you do because it's Lions, but the Lions have been hot.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I don't know why everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Because of Hard Knocks, man. Dan Campbell.
I'm worried about the future. If they do some things right, like there's some pieces they need to figure out. I don't think Goff is the answer. But when I look at like Swift, Hawkinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, they are like they got the young guys that I think could be doing damage, but they also got young guys that I could see him getting traded. I could see him getting traded if they do it wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're not gonna do it this year.
Yeah.
I feel confident. I feel confident in that.
All right. Well, here's Tim's thoughts on episode 2 of Hard Knocks. If you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it. It's Fitz, I'm telling you. You won't regret it.
Hey, fellas. Sorry I'm not on the pub with you today. Wanted to give you some quick thoughts on episode 2.
I apologize. Hold on.
Hey, fellas.
Audio.
Sorry I'm not on the pub with you today. Wanted to give you some quick thoughts on episode 2 of Hard Knocks. I know I was gushing over it last week. The gushing is going to continue. I can't get enough of this stuff. It's incredible to see some closer interactions with Deuce Staley and Swift and basically getting a little more into each position. Deuce Staley, I mean, you can see it. He is 100% all in on Swift. And like Evan was saying last episode, he's going to be a force to reckon with. I think if he really continues to improve and Deuce can get the best out of him, he's going to be a really good running back. And I'm really excited to see what goes on from there. I mean, it's a nice sideline view of the preseason game. I thought they played great against the Falcons. The first team reps, they were wonderful. Aiden Hutchinson, I was gushing over him last week, but wow, what an incredible player. And it's just good getting some more, just a different perspective of everything. Can't wait for the next episode. We're going to be getting, I think, from the joint practices between the Lions and the Colts. Supposedly there was a few scraps. Not a lot, not like the Panthers or the Patriots, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Lions' sideline is on that. And apparently we had a wonderful defensive stop. From what I saw on the internet, there was, I think, 12 plays that the Falcons ran in the red zone, and we didn't let up a single score. And we had 2 stops on the 1-yard line. So seeing that is going to be freaking electric. Gosh, just imagine what Dan Campbell and the boys are going to be doing during that. But yeah, just wanted to pop in real quick and give you guys some thoughts. The gushing is going to continue. Right now, as I'm speaking, I have an IV of Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid just running through my veins. So keep it coming. Sorry I missed you boys, but I'll be back next week. We can continue the good stuff. All right, have a drink for me. Cheers.
That's funny.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Here's the Tim.
That was just as funny as when he's here in person.
Exactly. I think he's born to do this podcast stuff. As much as he hates being on camera, I think he's destined to do this.
That's honestly probably what makes it great.
I think so. Yeah. His like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to be great at it. Also, tweet out today, Lions went through a players-led practice, not a meeting, but a practice. We're talking about practice. Only Dan Campbell was the only coach on the field. Didn't say anything, just observed. That's going to be on Hard Knocks. Can't wait for that segment to come on too. So I'm pumped for it. I feel so great for Tim and the Lions. I'm happy for them. Detroit needs this. They need a win.
Man, when are Packers going to get a Hard Knocks? That's what I want to know. You think with all this drama, this quote unquote drama, I don't think there's drama. But
so the Hard Knocks, like, it's got to meet certain, like, what's the word?
Like they look for like
certain
like
guidelines.
A rebuilding.
Yeah,
they look for like a rebuilding kind of team.
Exactly, but you can't be too much of a rebuild. Like, you couldn't finish last. You can't have a first-year head coach, but you also couldn't finish like number 1 or number like. It's a weird guidelines that they have.
Yeah, it is weird.
But yeah, Hard Knocks. Can't wait for it. Episode 3 drops tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time, so it'll be good. Random question time. Pub parlay. Let's do pub parlay. Random question time. We'll get out of here. I think that's how we usually do it, anyways.
Okay.
So, all right, pub parlay. Let's see if I get the right music.
Nope.
There it is, baby. We got it though. Matt's sitting in his pub parlay, and it's up to me and you to go back-to-back weeks of winning.
Okay.
So no pressure. We won last week. Felt really good about it.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Matt's taking Brentford to win Saturday. Brentford coming out of the Premier League. I'm not all about what we just talked about. Premier League, not sold on it. But Brentford is playing they're playing Everton, T. Henney's favorite team. Everton's been hot. Brentford's been hot. I'm okay with this. Let's go. Matt, we support you, Brentford. We need this. Let's go. You're not sold, but that's okay. Maybe we just make a risky parlay because we got money in the bank now. Maybe we just make it risky.
I don't know. I think we just got to try to win. We just
keep building that bank up. All right. I hear you.
But I like this Braves Cardinals matchup.
Ooh. Talk dirty to me.
I think I want to take the Cards against the Braves.
I like it. The Cards have been rolling. And you taking them Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Cardinals over Braves. Lock it in.
I like it. You know, Braves, obviously, they're a great team. They've been doing great things.
Cardinals are a great team.
But Cardinals have been hotter. Like, the Braves have gone up and down, especially after what's-his-face gets the DUI arrest.
Oh, man.
And he
now I
tries
feel
to
good about this. I feel like the Braves could win.
No, I think they're imploding a little bit. So I think stick with your guns. I like Cardinals.
Yeah. If they're the underdog, for sure.
Yeah.
Which I think they will be.
This is not a fun one. This is not a sexy one. But like you said, we're building our bank account here. We have to rebuild it after this past summer of us just shit in the bed.
Dud run. Yeah.
But we're hot. We're back. I'm taking Baltimore to win their 23rd straight preseason game against the Commanders. Seems easy money to me. So that's what I'm taking.
Sure.
All right. Pub parlay. That's all we got. Unless you want to throw an extra one in there because it's only you and me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just easy this week.
Risk 100, win 105. We're still good. Life's easy. Let's go with it.
Do not risk 100.
This is how we do it.
Risk like $5.
Nope, we empty the whole parlay out. All right. Random question time.
Random question. I think I've got one.
All right, you got one.
Unless you got one.
No, you got it. But it's
we can save it. Let's save it because I still got a week. We still got a week before a major milestone date.
Well, I don't have one either, Fitz. So you're.
Oh, I thought you had one. What were you gonna say? I thought you sounded.
I was gonna say it's sponsored by our wonderful friends at Smack Apparel here. Use code PUB17 to get 17% off your entire order. They've got New York Jets MILF shirts going on. Kyrie sucks for Boston fans. Ole Miss baseball national champ fans, college football, NFL, they've got you covered. Go to Smack Apparel, use code PUB17 to get 17% off. Plus, they're doing a school back sale. So you get 30% off some of these t-shirts and long sleeves and hoodies. Go gear up for the season. Yeah, for sure. Use code PUB17. You're not going to regret this thing at all. Now, random question. I know we don't have one here. But we'll get it.
I got one.
All right.
So I was gonna save it because it's not quite here yet. But Jaws is coming to Imax.
Yeah.
September 2nd, which is what I think is just a timeless film. One of the greatest films of all time. It's in my Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
Not acknowledging the Jaws sequels because those are trash, but the original Jaws from 1975. One of the greatest movies ever made. Kind of surprised it's coming to IMAX. Just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So my question is, which other movie would you love, like a cherished movie, would you love to see come to IMAX?
Man, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, Jaws is that could have been my answer.
It's pretty perfect.
But I got to think of another one. Like I think of just because, the story goes like with Jaws, like when it came out in theaters, it was, a huge deal. And it probably created the summer blockbuster because at that point, like summers were like the dumping grounds for movies. Like I don't know what the thinking was. They just didn't think people liked going to the movies in the summertime. But Jaws came to theaters and it's like, it's hot. So it's like, oh, let's go somewhere where it's air conditioning. You're on vacation. You're not working. There's things to do. You're out of school. It was just perfect. And Jaws was like the perfect summer movie. But the problem was when it went to like TV screens, it's just tiny. It's like you can't see the whole ocean and all that.
Yeah.
So like it is the perfect IMAX movie, and it's on my must. I got to do this. It's like a once in a lifetime event almost. But just like imagine being in the IMAX and you just see endless ocean, and just the way that it was filmed, and that's even the beauty of it. It wasn't filmed in like a Hollywood tank. It was filmed in the ocean. It was filmed like I can't remember the name of I know Amity Island is in the movie. That's a fake town. Yeah, I can't remember where they really filmed it. Probably somewhere like off Cape Cod or something. But yeah, it's just beautiful. It's scenic, and it's just golly, it's fucking Jaws. I mean, it's just like, you just tingle. So I'm excited. It's on my calendar. I got to do it. I don't care if the closest IMAX is like 4 hours away. I'm going.
You're doing it, yeah.
But I want to know if there's another movie. If this happens next year, or this happens 3 years from now, which movie do they need to bring to IMAX?
That's a great answer, and I'm getting the graphic up for you now because I know you just have like a wet dream for Jaws. To me, it's hard to say. Like, do I want to go classic? Do I want to go like newer classic? Like a movie I'm gonna go newer. 2012, The Dark Knight Rises. I'd love to see that in IMAX. Like Bane blowing up the stadium, Batman and Bane getting broken in half. That in IMAX to me, like, yeah, it doesn't have like the nature and like ocean feel like we talked about with Jaws, but the explosions, I would love to see that in IMAX, and I think it being a newer movie, they totally could.
Okay, we're gonna do another round of this because the first round is gonna be like blockbuster, and then the next round I want you to think like really like what like really good movie do you want to see?
Oh, you're saying that's not a good movie?
I'm just saying,
it's a shots at me here.
It's a blockbuster, but it's not like I was thinking like a classic, like like your top.
That's in my top 10, but
yeah, that's not in my top 10. Just like the one I'm about to name is like it might be my top 40.
Okay,
that might be generous, but Speed. If they brought Speed to IMAX, young Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, I just don't know. We've experienced it on like TNT or like on TBS or something with commercials. I'm sure it's on Netflix now, but I'm speaking more for like this, about going to the theater. Speed was one of the best action movies, and I don't know. I think it's got a lot of good actors in it, a lot of action. I think that would be exciting. Also, the music, the score for that film is just phenomenal. Yeah. So that'd be my blockbuster. But I've got like a classic, like one of my top 4 Mount Rushmore films of all time. If you can name another one, I'm just curious. If you didn't have Dark Knight Rises,
like The Godfather is obviously like number 1 for me. But I don't think it'd make a great IMAX movie.
Yeah.
I think it's too slow in parts.
I agree.
And kind of Shawshank Redemption. That's on your and me's list. We love Shawshank, but to me it's too slow. So I'm having trouble with like the classic. I'm having trouble finding it. Do you got one?
Yeah, that's good. Mine is actually. I was thinking this might have been my number 1, Field of Dreams. That it is, there are scenes like when he's in the cornfield and it's like, the sun's going down, like there are scenes that are going to get captured really well in the IMAX.
Yeah.
And it's also just a classic. It's a classic film. Now that's more, I don't know if it's an IMAX worthy. It's more of like we'll put it on like in the baseball park. Yeah. And like you can bring your lawn chair and watch it at the baseball park sort of thing. But I'm kind of like, I might be in this like 10% of people in America that was like, I go to IMAX and watch Field of Dreams. Like that'd be dope. So it probably will never happen. But that is one that it's a movie that I feel is slept on. And it really is one of the greatest films of all time. It's not really about baseball either. Like when you think about it, it's not really a baseball movie. It is, but it's definitely like got way deeper meaning than that.
That's a great answer. I like it. I like it a lot. Lord of the Rings. I think they've already done that in IMAX. That was the one as you were talking. I was like, that'd be kind of cool to see Middle Earth done in IMAX. But I think they already done that.
The Battle of Helm's Deep in IMAX. That would be something.
Hold. Yeah. It'd be dope. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know your favorite movie to see in IMAX or what you would love to see in IMAX. And we'll put our best ones on Instagram. Hit us up on Anchor app, on Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up individually on Facebook, whatever it might be. Let us know. and we'll get started. Fitz, I don't think I've announced this yet. We're at 12,000 downloads and plays. Shout out to the pub,
12K?
12K, baby. Mama, we made it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep growing. Saturday, we'll see you guys Saturday morning. At least I will. Fitz won't be there. He'll be coaching at the cross country meet. But good luck, brother.
Cross country
Enjoy.
TC's got to take Jackson Park. Start the year. The best Saturday sport there is. This is cross country. It's cross country.
The hype video that never was. Hey, we'll catch you guys Saturday, and if not, we'll catch you guys Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Bet on some sports. Enjoy it. And football's almost back, so here's to that.
Do I really got to do all these?
Just
bye.
I think you
have
just
a wonderful time.
Bone saw.
See ya. In a bit, go well. Oh yeah, I can do bone saws, Ray. That should be perfect. My new outro.
I'm here with it. I love it.
Man.
Wow, I think Fitz is the only person to reference the 2004 Pistons other than myself. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on.
Thank you, Evan. That
well, I don't tie it.
I know. Jay Gray needs to come back on.
Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
He's key.
Has to be.
More. I mean,
we miss you, Jay.
Has to be.
Yeah, that was a journey.
He helps
This
our
magic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
So you want to talk about putting a team on your back? Luka is Larry Bird reincarnated. This man might get it done.
That's not even cool.
I would be curious,
I'm
who
a
everyone's
dumbass.
favorite person is.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had
Like,
a Herschel Wall.
Who's
10
team,
seconds.
Who's team Greg? Who's team Jay Gray? Who's team Tim?
To the listeners, like, yeah,
Team Devin.
who's their favorite?
Team Matt? I just feel like it'd be really funny, like a poll.
The poll
or
to see who's
something.
favorite. All right, we're gonna do that this weekend.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
I think that'd be
who's-
really funny.
Yeah.